One of these mornings, you look for me and I'll be gone. I'm going to a place where there'll be nothing left to do but simply walk around heaven all day. Hi, Ned. Mocha Drop and Erica J. D2 Nice. Hi, Lane, moderator. Listen, people, apparently YouTube then added another option here where they said they're going to automatically place ads in the live video. When you're having the live, they're going to automatically place them in the middle. I went ahead and clicked that. So if you guys are seeing a lot of commercials, let me know so I can go and take them out. This is only an experiment. But I came on here today talking about Miss Kim Burrell. Now, you know, she had a little scare a few days ago. And I talked about it a little bit. I was trying to be sympathetic. But since she's now healthy again and she's flying to Paris, other side of the world, we can continue the drag. Now, Miss Kim Burrell. I ain't speak to my darlings, honey. Child, when you prefacing these demons over your own darlings. LA Fabulous. How you doing? Heartstrings. Fun girl. Kim Burrell, this thing, apparently you said your oxygen level went down to 40 when it should be in the 90s. That is near death. So you were rushed to emergency, and this all occurred a few days ago, certainly 3 days before you supposed to get getting on a plane to go to Paris. I'm sure any doctor worth his salt has told you that you're supposed to go home, put on your clothes, and jump on a plane for a 16-hour ride to Paris, France. That's bullshit. Right? Anyway, Kim Burrell, I hope I've been near death myself. I've been near death a couple of times. Or once with this HIV stuff back when there were no medications, scared the bejesus out of me. And then once when I had cancer 4 years ago, right? And something went wrong on the operating table. So I know what it feels like to be close to death, to be uncertain about your future. And at that time, what you have is your faith, right? This is not about the praying out loud, making all these loud noises, making runs and all that. This is the time where you really are preparing to die. This had to have crossed your mind at some point during this recent illness. You need to be coming over here and making amends to all the people you have hurt. All the people you have hurt with your nasty mouth, and specifically the homosexuals. I think you owe us a massive apology for your evil works, your evil doing, right? Satan, it's time to drag your kingdom down. All glory, Satan. You see, evil behavior, that is of Satan, Kim Burrell. This whole old idea as God is a punishing God. God is the people who's just striking people down and dead and all that kind of, all this old ancient ass thinking that you have, girl, it no longer works. God is good, right? He's given us life. God has given us the Christos, the Christ, right? And what is the gospel, Kim Burrell? Because you don't actually talk about the real gospel. And when you're laying on that damn hospital bed, not knowing if you're going to live or die, not knowing that you'll even be walking the streets next week, girl, then you need to be in touch with what the gospel is, right? Right? You niggas don't talk about that enough, in my opinion. You're so eager to criticize and to damn other people to hell. So when you think you're reaching the pearly gates, Miss Kim Burrell, do you believe that our master, our God, and our creator is sitting on some kind of celestial throne And he's gonna say, "Oh, Kim, you're here. I'm so happy about you. You make those people's lives hell. Oh yeah. Oh, they wouldn't even come into church. They wouldn't even this thing." Didn't God tell you as an assignment as a person in ministry to go out into the world to make disciples, to create disciples, followers, right? Because the gospel is a new covenant, right? And people, when they lose all their cup and their BMWs and all their Mercedes Benz, at some point we all gonna come to that same place when it's just you and God. And what have you really done for God, girl? Encouraging a bunch of people who already are encouraged. You girl, bilking people for money who already believe in Jesus Christ our Lord. What you have done, Kim Burrell, if you have chased a lot of people away from the church, you've given them doubt, right? Because they're thinking, how in the hell can a God who loves me hate me? Oh, God loves the sinner. He hates this. That is not your assignment. You're supposed to go out into the world and make disciples of people, right? Your assignment as a gospel singer is to encourage the saints. Encourage them and let them know whatever their circumstance, girl. Just like when Jesus was on the cross, yeah, and he looked over and the man was, those were just thieves. They're going to hang them too. He said, do you believe in me? I believe, and I'll see you in paradise. Why do you people leave that part out? You're so anxious to try to criticize and down other people and chase people away from God. So that's what you have accomplished, Kim Burrell, right? You've encouraged the hatred. You know enough about the hatred. So you are a Black woman. Surely you know our history, right? Surely you know how these were crosses that were burned by the Klan when they were hanging our asses, right? Right? And when you realize that it was wrong, no matter what the book said or their interpretation of the book is wrong. Some things are simply wrong. And the way you have treated us has been wrong. It has been wrong since the day you first opened your goddamn mouth. And now is your time to repent. Repent of your evil doing, girl. Right? God gonna be so happy. Look at God. I know I got at least 2,000-3,000 of them. I kept them out the church, kept you a gatekeeper. Right? So you have convinced everybody to stay out of the church. You're chasing them away from God. Anyway, how y'all doing today? You know, I try to be merciful and show loving kindness because I thought the woman could be in serious health issue. But she's in the airport making a video yesterday saying, "Oh, everything's fine. Oh, don't tell Tyrese. Don't tell Tyrese that I'm sneaking away. You're sneaking away from your doctor's orders, right? Initially, they probably wanted to keep you in the hospital, but no. Oh, I got to go home. I got relatives. I got sick cats and all this whole shit, right? And so I'm sure he gave you instruction. They say you have machines. You have a woman with you getting on the plane on the airport with a breathing apparatus. Is that what you said, Kim Burrell? You're getting on a plane with a woman with a breathing apparatus. You've been out of the hospital for 3 days, and now you're taking a trip to Paris. First of all, it shows us that you are broke, right? Because any promoter, we're just talking about gospel music here, honey. It's not like we're talking about the Jackson 5. Any promoter would understand this person is ill, right? But you're going to Paris because you have to go, right? You're over here talking about how fabulous you are and how you got $2,000 boots. God broke them right on the stage for us, girl. Right? You don't give that wasn't the Holy Ghost, though. Seems to me, honey, pride comes up before the fall, and then you fell and broke the very boots you were hollering about. At any rate, you like to pretend, and your ego is you don't want the people to know how broke you are. That was your issue with Tyrese. See, he knows some things that we don't know about your finances, or he wouldn't have come because you were in a hospital struggling to breathe and automatically start asking for money. He asked for money because he know you need it. Correct? Am I right or am I wrong? Kim Burrell. So you are broke, you are fake, and you're a phony. But I believe that's not your primary issue. Your primary issue is you've done a lot of evil to a lot of innocent people. Now, old people like me, we don't give a fuck about you because, frankly, it's fun to talk about you, girl. But but when you are young, when you were young, just like that Donnie McClurkin freak. Oh, there's demons is coming. The serpents is girl. The people that you would affect are young minds. You confuse their minds, and you so they go through their lives with this self hatred that's deep within them, and it's come from people like you, these church people, who feel like is their assignment to try to convict people. You don't leave anything to God; you give it to you, right? So it's very hard to feel sorry for you, Miss Kim Burrell. We're glad you're going to get your money. We're hopefully getting your money will not kill you, girl. Damn. I mean, you couldn't take a couple of weeks off to heal your lungs. I mean, I don't even know what the problem is with your lungs. I'm not a doctor or anything, but do you have lung cancer? Is that the issue? It seems like something pretty serious if you're continuing to get have problems in your lungs and you're continually getting pneumonia in your lungs. There's an issue with your lungs, your breathing apparatus. Now, the next thing, well, you need a breathing apparatus. The next issue I want to talk about, since I'm talking, why, if you can't breathe, girl, if you have to have a machine and an associate to go with you to carry and apply this machine for you to breathe, why do you have these gray, big ass, heavy ass glasses on your nose blocking your air passages, child? You're not taking this shit very seriously, right? We know you're ugly. You ain't got to hide the fact that you're ugly, girl. You ain't got no makeup on. They can't. I mean, you can make anything pretty with makeup, right? You can make a cow pretty with makeup. This thing. So you can put these huge ass goddamn glasses on, girl. At the same time, you're saying that 3 days ago I was rushed to the hospital because I was not getting oxygen into my body. Where do you get the oxygen from? You get it from your nostrils and your mouth, right? I mean, I'm just saying, God, he put a nose on your face for you to breathe. You're having all these issues with your breathing, and you put these huge ass goddamn glasses on your face, girl, like this, Miss Thing. And you got two of them, girl, blocking your goddamn eye. How heavy is that? And what does it do to your nose when you have all that weight on your eyes? Are you really that vain, girl? You're so vain. You probably think this read is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this read is about you. There's nothing to be vain about, Miss Kim Burrell. So back to what I know I'm jumping around, people. Be patient with me, please. You said, don't tell Tyrese. Don't tell Tyrese. I snuck away. Don't tell Tyrese. Girl, you are speaking into the internet. Tyrese has already showed you that he is very in tune to the internet. How are you going to announce to 10 million people that you are on your way to Paris, France, but that we can't tell Tyrese? What sense does that make, girl? It makes the whole shit suspect. Is that how you got your plane fare to Paris, girl? Are you and Tyrese in this shit together? We don't know what the hell to think with you, right? We know that you're an evil, nasty person. And even when you were doing this humble thing, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm on my way to Paris and all this kind of stuff. Even then, you have to interject your evilness, girl. Oh, I see the numbers have gone down. Oh, that must be from the evil people who ain't got no life. They ain't got no life like me. I don't know how to defeat this thing that is inside of you, this demon inside of you that makes you so nasty, Kim Burrell. But yeah, stay healthy so I can continue to read your ass. It is really a lot of fun, girl. Right? You are a treasure trove of content. So we don't want you sick in no bed where we got to feel sorry for you. Right? And now the whole world gonna know you're broke. So how you gonna get on the stage and sing something and you can't breathe? Do you take a couple of doses of air before you get on the stage, girl? It doesn't make any sense, Miss Kim Burrell. Right? I think it'd be a terrible thing if I'm about to meet my maker, I'm about to leave this planet, and all I can say is I kept people away from the church. You ain't brought nobody to it, girl. Everybody that you preach, you call it preaching. Did she lose that church? What happened? Didn't she have a church in Houston where she went and gave this classic thing of hers about how we all devils and demons and everybody going to hell and all this shit, girl? And soon after that, they had helicopters all over her house, girl. People canceling engagements, radio shows being canceled and all that shit. Did she lose that church after that? I don't remember. I don't think she, she's trying to tell God what she's going to do. God does not need that from you. God told you to go out into the world and create disciples. In other words, spread the gospel. Spread the gospel and tell these people that, yes, you are sinners. All of you. You're sinners. You can't help it, right? You're sexually whatever. They were very big on sex in those days. You're all sinners. He who was out sin, throw the first stone. There were none, honey. Everybody had to walk away in disgrace. Tell them that God has decided to fix this for you since you can't do it yourself. I can see that when I gave you life, you're able to make your own decisions, right? And they are wicked and evil. So I have sent you a gift, right? The Israelites talked about it for 400 years. When, oh God, when the Christus, right? And then you diminish that by constantly talking about the individual sins of the people, assuming that they even had, the people who wrote the Bible even had conception of what sin was. They were just going by, I mean, these were illiterate people. They're just going by whatever the rabbis wrote. But didn't God fix the sin? Isn't that the gospel? I mean, I think the gospel that I read, if you have faith in Jesus Christ, you will see him in eternity, right? This is the new covenant, which you bastardize, right? And I don't know that you can even help it. I don't know how powerful a demon lives. Satan, we got to drag that kingdom down. Oh, glory, Satan, we got to drag that kingdom down. The evil part, that is the kingdom of hell, honey. And you still have that in you, Kim Burrell. You brag and brag and brag. You have a similar personality to a couple of people here in the beef sector, right? Brag and brag and brag. There's no spirituality there. And I don't think there's even any understanding of what the gospel is, honey. How y'all doing today? Kim Burrell's on her way to Paris, France, baby. So she says she sent the money back, but there's only evidence of her sending $100 back. Now, my thinking is this. When Thais announced this woman needs money, they weren't talking about these cash apps that comes from us, right? I believe that he is sending out signals to TD Jakes, McCurkin and his crowd, and all these people who have money, we assume, right, to come to her rescue, because 3 days later, she's on a plane to Paris. Could be. I think it's very suspicious. She on here talking about don't tell Tyrese anything. How you gonna not tell him, girl? You're saying it live online. You think he's not gonna check on his spiritual mama? That man has got issues. He needs a person who's going to help him. So let's hope that he's able to see your evil, nasty personality and realize that you're not the right person to help him or to be his spiritual mother, and get somebody who can actually guide and lead that young man, right? So I don't know what this scam is, but I'm suspecting that there is some trickery in this. Anyway, how y'all doing today? I finally made when you alive. You finally made alive, AJM. Mm-hmm. You like my off-key singing? I sing because I'm happy. People, I believe that just like a lot of the old ideas have vanished over time, and people started to realize that, we were wrong in that. This was been wrong. This has been a massive lie, right? Do y'all realize that at one point the people of the Bible, they believed that the earth was flat, right? They believed you just keep on going, and at some point the boat just fall off into wherever, honey. Right? It took centuries, right? All that killing and conquering people, and you talk about homosexual, they're the ones that was fucking everybody in the ass, honey, to humiliate and to conquer them. All the evil things that went on there, all that slavery. When did we actually come to believe, you know what? That is wrong. I don't give a goddamn what it says in ancient writings. It's wrong. And there's a lot of things that are wrong. I believe that the world's beginning to see that, Miss Kim Burrell. But it is demons like you still in the earth, girl. And I don't think you're really broken yet. When you're broken. That was a beautiful song. Y'all know the Broken song? That woman sings that damn song. Because I'm broken. Anyway, I don't even know the lady's name. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Elnor. You ordered your binoculars? Girl, they over there trying to tear you up, Miss Tracy. They trying to tear you up. I don't know what's wrong with Troy, because I could see in the thing they showed, it was clear that it was a D, not an O, unless he's looking at a different document or flyer. But they made a big, huge thing out of that, girl, that you were faking and you didn't have no. You got just as much right to be on that boat as he does, Tracy. But I see they're doing everything in there. That means you have him shook, honey. The boy is shook and shaking in his knees. And now he really believes that he has to destroy your event. Make sure you don't go, right? He don't give a goddamn about people who are paid out of their pockets or people who have made plans, right? It's more important for him to cancel or to harm you. I don't know why Jay Wilson feels like he can do whatever and say whatever he wants. Jay Wilson, you're missing the point. The point is this. You made over 40 videos about that woman's situation in Sacramento. That's what I believe it comes down to it, right? And you really believe that you could just shit and piss all over people and they just gonna forget about it. Forget it, you know. You can say whatever you want to say. That's why I've been on your ass so much, Jay Wilson. I don't let people just disrespect me like that, girl. Right? But you're constantly disrespecting people. You're not taking responsibility for any of your stalking. And now you're not even taking responsibility for the fact that you made over 40 videos about one of your loyal supporters. Horrible things that you said, girl. So maybe some people will say, well, that ain't got nothing to do with the trip. I believe that it does. I believe that it does. I don't think it's over. And that boy is so scary. Wait a minute. Sweeney. Then you got people calling boats and shit and see what I can destroy. And, oh, she's the demon and all this kind of shit. I don't even mention the other fool's name. Why is that all that necessary? I don't know. You want to make 40 videos about people's personal sexual lives. You don't want them to do anything about it, and then you want them to bow down, right? Forget your transgressions. I don't think it's going to happen. Baby, would you please have loving kindness and mercy? Please. Let me say hello. Yeah. Get it bum up here. I just washed my baby. Don't even look clean. Look at your afro. It's got to get him another haircut. Say hello to Tracy. I believe you, Tracy. I'm with you, Tracy. I believe in you. I believe. Put me down, Daddy. Put me down. That's my baby. I'm sorry. I ain't been watching my chat. Baby, that off-key singing. Y'all, but then y'all worship people like Kim Burrell. And she just said, what's a good gospel song? I believe. She can't make it. And now that she's ill, girl, her lungs are clogged up and all this shit, girl. She gonna make even more runs because the run is pretty easy. It's gonna be run. keep on running for my Lord. Hey, and I knew. Anyway. So I don't know how you're gonna retire, Miss Kim Burrell. We know you ain't getting the coin. You probably don't get that many engagements, girl. You're not getting the engagement like Leandra, honey. She got strong lungs. And she can wear a song out, honey. You can't do that anymore, Kim Burrell. In my opinion, you never could. You're the queen of the run. Mm-hmm. What's that animal always doing them runs? Is that? I think those are goats or something. Yeah, goats make those sounds. So we need you to stay as healthy as possible so we can continue to read that ass. Mm-hmm. We have to defeat Satan in all his ways. Will you denounce Satan? That's what you need to do, Kim Burrell. Denounce him, baby. Be gone, loose here. Mm. I remember way back when you didn't hear nothing about Kim Burrell saying stuff, and that one day she started making all these statements and taking all this mess. Woo! Nikila, honey, that all is associated with the invention of the cell phone, right? Because we wouldn't even know how she talked in that church if somebody didn't pull out their cell phone to record her ass. You see how most of these church freaks, they have all toned it down, right? And it's all about the cell phone, right? They can't just get in these little cliques and these clans, girl, and then just talk shit about other people, the destruction of other people, right? Because it goes viral, it goes loud, honey. I don't know how in the hell she thinks she gonna don't tell Tyrese I'm sneaking away. Don't tell Tyrese I'm sneaking. So you're saying, Kim Burrell, that fuck that 15,000. I'm gonna go to Paris and I'm gonna come back with 100,000 if you make it. We don't know the answers to all this trickeration, child. I feel that we're being manipulated, however. She didn't seem like a woman who just got off her deathbed 2 days earlier, right? I don't know how powerful these oxygen machines are. She had an assistant with her. She said the assistant was going to be in charge of her breathing, taking this apparatus onto the plane. So we don't know how ill that woman is, right? Some gray, big old heavy glasses pinching your nose, and I can't breathe. Hi, Soul Sister #1 show. The church has been losing members. I think the church is going to suffer behind this COVID situation. I think that people have been in their homes for a couple. Basically, people are back now in a lot of states. The churches are open. Here, we're just meeting once a month, but they're opening back up. But the thing about the church is people are realizing, you know what? I'm still praying to God. God is still looking out for me. Had just the amount of spirituality that I had when I was going to church and giving them my money every week. They're out of the habit of going to church because church is a habit, right? When I went at least 15 years, we're never missing a Sunday, right? But I think a lot of people, they're gonna have to crawl their way back to where people are starting to buy this thing that they need these pastors again. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to question exactly why do I have to be there? A minute. Ads will run shortly for some viewers. Yeah, we're gonna see. So y'all let me know if y'all seen a lot of ads. I don't see them. I have an ad blocker in here. Or you just pay for premium here on YouTube and you don't see any ads. So I don't know. Would you please? Do I gotta take you back in the dungeon with? No, give me the puppy dog eyes, boy. You gotta be quiet. Daddy, I'm a dog, Daddy. I'm a dog. Let me be a dog. Didn't Tyrese state she needed 15,000. Yeah, that's what he said. She said, "Oh, I don't need that 15,000." Yeah, but you have alerted all these people in the church that you need money, right? That you were sick. You didn't look sick, but you said you were sick, and then you sent back $100 on YouTube or social media somewhere. Well, I don't think that was the goal, was to try to get the people for $100. That was never the goal, right? But what happens when Tyler Perry sees that ad? I mean, this is social media, is everywhere. We all hear the same stuff, right? The shit went viral. What happens when Tyler Perry has heard that you are sick and you're in need of money, right? What happens when TD Jakes says, "Oh, I didn't know she was broke and needs money"? All the people she's saying with, right? These will be under the table. They ain't sending theirs Cash App. They're sending checks, honey. So I don't know about all that. It might be a ploy. I don't buy this shit. Don't tell Tyrese. Don't tell Tyrese. How the hell you gonna not tell Tyrese, girl? And you are here online talking to millions. And he is a YouTuber. I mean, certainly he is a social media person. Mm-hmm. But now I have a Cash App. You can send it over here, honey. Send me Kim Burrell's money. Mm-hmm. And the whole world's supposed to be impressed because she sent back somebody $100. All right, maybe it's $500, whatever, altogether. So what? That wasn't your goal, right? The point is, a lot of people who didn't know you were broke, or you're saying that you're broke, now know it. They're not gonna come online and let us know that what they're giving you. You might make 100,000. Mm-hmm. You know how Tyler Perry is, honey. Whenever there's a need. Mm-hmm. Oh, you ordered your binocular. I'm way behind there again. You just went back to in-person service since COVID, and live stream is nowhere near the same. Okay. Maria, yeah, I went to church this Sunday as well. I agree, but I'm a worshiper. I actually love church. Even when I'm talking about the church people, I still love the, what do you call it when you come together? The assembly. I do not forsake the assembly. Yeah, there's nothing like that. I don't even watch live stream about church. I don't watch anything like that on TV and send it in, and baby, that'll be 50. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So nothing compares with going to church service. But I do still believe it's going to have an effect. You're going to have to build that back up. And I've seen that even in our church, that is not like it was before, where we had every chair was full, right? Squeenie Tracy misspelled your name. Tell her the real spelling, baby. Okay. Tracy, his name is Queenie with the S in front of it. SQUEEY, because he's a boy dog. But everybody spells it differently. Squeenie, that was my lover's pet name. I used to call him Squeenie. Mm-hmm. So all my dogs have been his real name, then his pet name. Mm. I wonder if Miss Barrett, she said she's going over to teach and preach. Kim Burrell, you ain't got nothing to offer but singing, girl. I wish you would understand that as a gospel singer, we expect you to come onto the stage and sing. We don't need the gospel from you. You're not the proper person to bring it, right? What you're bringing is not encouraging nobody. And what you're realizing when you get it that close to death, if they rush you to emergency, you probably were, that's where your mind was. You probably shouldn't even be on here talking, but you realize that we're all the same, honey. No matter who you were, if you were an NFL star, or you were a movie star, you were all that. When it comes right down to it, girl, we're all the same. And you have done nothing but hurt people. Mm-hmm. There it is, Tracy. Squeenie. Mm-hmm. Daddy, they're going to think I'm gay because they call me Squeamy. My baby, he is gay. He has a couple of boyfriends in the park. Boyfriends, girlfriend. He got one girlfriend and two boyfriends. The dog that he likes. Mm-hmm. What else is going on? So, Tracy, I look like they did figure out what the issue was with you. It looks like your trip is just fine. There was not a problem. Somebody said there was they were pronouncing an O instead of a. It was O. They were pronouncing it O. It was actually a D. I saw it right there in the flyer. I don't know what the hell the big deal was. Then we see Miss Wilson. She's on there. She's criticizing now your flyer. Now, how childish is that girl? She's going over and up. They look the same, girl. They almost look identical, honey. You chose one picture, he chose another picture, and you put the same information on that girl. So you're gonna have to deal with him and just knock him upside his head as hard as you can. I guess until the day the damn boat leaves. I don't know. I don't know why Troy kept saying he's probably in here, but he kept saying, oh, even when he was live with the people. He kept saying it was O. I said, well, goddamn, the thing is right there. It says Ian. Your apologies for your tardiness. Diving different. Mm-hmm. Praise God for replay. Hi, Miss Sherry. How y'all doing? Farmer Diva? Is it PH Diva? 45? Mm-hmm. How y'all doing today? Mm-hmm. Lincoln. Okay. Let me see what else she said. She sounded like the lady that sang in my sister church. I had to leave because all she could see selling song. I don't like when these singers, when they're obviously singers, when they're going up, they're not really focusing on singing the song. They're like they're impressing each other, singers. But all these, what the hell kind of, what is that saying, girl? I want to hear the words that you're saying, right? There's nothing more beautiful than the actual gospel, right? Y'all know my first 4 books was called Love and Gospel Music. I think it's my best writing. You're going into the dungeon, boy. Satan then got in you and told you to talk. Changes you made may not be what? Any commercials yet? Jay Wilson is the petty hater. Like he's the only person that could do things. Ain't that a bitch? Sorry, honey. Sorry. Comparing flyers. Girl, who can't make a fucking flyer, girl? God damn. The exact same flyer, different picture in the background. Oh, that boat looks like it's tipping to the left. Oh, that boat is lit. It's the same ship, nigga. Pettyville. He ought to change his name to Pettyville. He got to steal Brianna's name and change his to Pettyville because he's a petty sissy. And he is really riled, honey. One commercial so far, that ain't bad. My videos usually have, I'll put 3 commercials in my videos usually. If it's over an hour, maybe 4, but 3. And then this new thing they're saying is, I guess they'll play the commercial while you're talking. I think it's the thing. So you say you saw one commercial, that means they're going to play them. But obviously they're not abusing them if you've only seen one. Instead of waiting till after you're finished and then putting them into the replays. Right? So we'll see. I'm not a greedy person, though. I'm not going to sit up and make videos with all these damn commercials like a certain person will. They give us the option of taking them out. Did somebody come out today or yesterday? They said he kept talking about a woman. I guess she was straight last week, and she's gay. I don't know the lady though. Nothing wrong with being whatever you are, huh? Women are much more fluid as far as sexuality than men are anyway, right? If you don't believe it, go pick up a Playboy. You'll see pictures in there with women kissing each other and stuff. If they had a man in there kissing each other, they had to burn down the goddamn company. So, of course, she has a lot to say about that as well. The shade of it all. Yes, a petty hater and delusional. He is delusional. That motherfucker thinks he can sing, girl. That's the main delusion. And I guess the church people are so gullible, child, that they actually allow him to get away with that. Somebody need to go in there and sit him down. Say, Pastor, I'd like to see you after the service, Mr. Wilson. Right. Don't do that in my church again. Matter of fact, I don't even want you in here. Gonna charge somebody for that bullshit, child. Anything else go on today? Jay Wilson is a petty hater. Like, see that word keeps coming up. Marie B. Petty. He's another Pettyville. We got to give him another name. But he is definitely a petty person. He's petty and he's silly. He reads like a little 17-year-old. Look at my teeth. Look at my teeth. All mine read. All mine read. You 50-something years old. The nigga, if he's an expert on anything, he got a degree in anything, it's in Harry Potter. The bitch seems to know every line from Harry Potter, a children's book. Harry Potter, a children's book. This motherfucker knows every piece of furniture in Harry Potter. They call it Arrested Development. So we don't know how he accomplished the degrees, but there's something very suspicious about all that. Because generally speaking, I can tell when I'm speaking to an educated person. There are no signs, Jay Wilson, no signs at all that you're an educated person. So we don't know how you pulled that one off. Right? Just like we don't know how Donald Trump pulled it off. He's an idiot. I mean, he might be good at manipulating people. He might be good at money, not nearly as good as he claims. But we can't see any sign of him having degrees from Wharton and all that. Okay, Tim, I would love to see a parody of you and Wilson singing. Let's do it. Miss Piggy says, Tim, I would love to see a parody of you and Jay Wilson singing a duet. Tracy could do it. Tracy could do it, honey. I'll howl out. I'll howl and he can howl. Oh, and I found that material things. I thought I had so much value. Oh, girl, didn't really have any value at all. Then I was a lonely man, a man with no direction, a man with no purpose. No, I just flashed on the Burks and no Burks. I had an interesting thing happen a couple of days ago. I might have mentioned, you guys have been around a long time, that I knew this guy. One of the first guys I ever had sex with, and the first guys I met in Los Angeles was a very popular costume designer, right? He had his own business called Workroom 27. His name was Bill Whitten, right? And I've looked through the years to try to find bios on him. I couldn't find any. Well, I bumped into one. It's called The Man Behind Michael Jackson's Costumes, right? And I said, oh my God, I know he told me that he made clothes for the Jacksons, but at the time that I was with him, he made clothes for a lot of people, Earth, Wind and Fire and the Commodores. And I was constantly meeting these people because I was working in the showroom. I didn't have to work in the showroom just because I was hanging out until we went to lunch and did things together, kind of thing, right? But I missed to see Tyson there. I met all the celebrities in his thing. He was very successful, black man, right? But I had no idea his relationship with the Jacksons. So in this video called The Man Behind the Jacksons Costumes, he made pretty much all of the most iconic outfits of Michael Jackson. All that beaded stuff, it was all Bill Whitten, Workroom 27. I had no idea. And apparently, yeah, they fell out eventually, and Michael Jackson fired him, but they were traveling the world together. And all of the outfits he had, all of that military type outfits, that was all the guy who I was sleeping with at the time. I guess he didn't want to brag because, I mean, he did have so many people there. And maybe I must have met him. I met him in 77. So this was the same. He's parted with Jackson's in the 80s. So he was still making clothes with him. Anyway, it's very interesting. I didn't know I was that close to fame. So at that time, he was one of the biggest black costume designers in the world, in the United States at least. Interesting. I eventually ended up, when I met him, he had a partner. I eventually fell in love with the partner. Baby, would you stop? Don't do that. Please, Queenie. Okay. One more mishap. We're going to take the baby to the dungeon. But anyway, so I used to go up to their house every weekend. I lived on that's how I met Jermaine Stewart. I met Jermaine Stewart because Bill had a birthday party for some celebrity at Marina Del Rey, and the Soul Train dancers were the guests there. And I met Jermaine Stewart there. We just talked at a party. It went out on the water a little bit. And then a few days later, I realized he lived next door to the place where I was living. So, yeah. Anyway, I ended up falling in love with his partner. So the partner got me an apartment there. I was new to LA. I was 19 years old. He got me a great apartment there. But without Bill, wasn't that interesting? I mean, I guess I like being a slut between the two of them. It's just interesting when you see your memories. We get old, we get memories and stuff like that. That time, I didn't realize how big he was though. Lionel Richie, absolutely. He looked just like Lionel Richie. Him, Bill Whitten, and Lionel Richie could pass for brothers. And they're from the same place, Birmingham, Alabama. He looked a lot like Lionel Richie. Why'd you say that name? Kelly? Oh, I was singing that song about material things. I thought it had so much value. Jermaine Stewart, I don't think anybody knows who he is. He had a song, "We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh yeah, we just dance and party right all night and drinking cherry wine." He had a couple of hits. He had that one, and he had another one called "The Word Is Out." At you and I, oh yes, you and I was getting it on. He started with Chicago with the Soul Train. He was a Soul Train dancer. That's what he was. And when we all moved to LA, he was good friends with Jody Watley. And so he started singing. At the time he lived with me, the man had got me an apartment, right? Jermaine was being evicted, so he needed a place to stay. We had just met each other a couple of weeks before that, right? But we spoke a little bit on the street. I offered to him to move into the apartment with me. Correct. What was I just saying? Then at that time, he didn't think that he could sing. Correct. But Jody Watley and Shalimar he was very good friends with them because they were all Soul Train dancers. They convinced him to sing background on some of their projects. And eventually he moved to London, and somebody in London took an interest in him, and he came back with 2 hit records. He was popular. He was popular. People who knew Soul Train and that young crowd. You remember he used to have straight hair. It wasn't like he was a superstar or anything like that. But I thought it was very interesting that he would actually have a career. He had that one song, that hair that was so straight, right? He always wears hair straight down. I have a whole video on here, Tori, about my relationship with him, how it happened and all that kind of stuff. At the end, I was the last time I saw him, Well, I saw him one time here in Northern California, but I became a drug addict, right? At the time I met him, we were both he was a couple years older than me, so I think he was 21, I was 19. And I never did any drugs at all. We were both pretty square. As a matter of fact, he was pretty square too, because everybody was getting high, but both of us weren't at that point, right? So years later, after he moved back to the States, I ran into him and I was just starting to do drugs, right? So after that, every time I saw him, I was on the street getting high. He was driving around in his Mercedes Benz and things. But it was ironic. Everybody ended up on drugs except him. He actually got a career. You look that one up, Torre. All you do is put in there Timothy Blaine and Jermaine Stewart. He was a nice guy. Oh, cha. He told me all about how to steal in, and this is before I was just getting to town. I didn't even know how to go boosting and all that. They used to go boosting. Soul Train did not pay them, right? Soul Train gave them a 2-piece dinner for lunch, and that's all they got. All the dancers, right? Because the dancers were minor celebrities themselves. What was the magazine called? I forgot. It was probably with young people, teenagers, but they didn't get paid. So for the primary dancers, they couldn't go to the tapings looking horrible like street people. So the show would give them under the table, what do you call that? Stipend, a clothing stipend. This was for like maybe 10 of their main people who went down the aisle every week and all that. But it wasn't enough. So I hope they don't get mad at me. A lot of them, at least Jermaine, used to what they call gooch in Beverly Hills. So they would go shoplifting in Beverly Hills. Ironically, a couple of years later, I became a booster. At the time, I thought it was the strangest thing I ever heard of, girl. That's why they always looked so good. They were stealing the clothes, girl. Anyway. Hi, it's Z. Maureen Davis. Mm-hmm. Oh, they like the stories of the early days, baby. When I was with Bill Whitten, there was a Richard Pryor and Red Fox were both having variety series at the same time. And he was making clothes for both shows. So at that time, I was this boy, and he was dragging him around to all these places. So I get to go on to Richard Pryor and meet him, and Red Fox show and meet him, go to the dressing rooms and all that kind of stuff. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was with them when I don't know the name of the album. I wasn't a big fan of theirs, but I was there when they were recording the album. And the tall black guy, I think he just passed. But excuse me. Forget it. Move it. Get it bum out of here. Bitty boom out of here. Bitty. Come on, Dad. Don't do me like that, Dad D. I want to stay with you. Ding dong dong. Ding dong dong. I don't know why the dog, he has periods where he gets real chatty. Now, we know every time it's around 4:30, people get off work. He barks at everybody comes through the hallway. Like he got a right, honey. Mm-hmm. People can't stand neighbors. Every time you go by that door, the damn dog barking like you hate them, honey. Do you know John Cornelius never owned the rights of Soul Train? Died broke. Yeah, I think the woman broke him too. The wife, and he was apparently a very abusive man. Yeah, I never met him. I mean, I was there I went to Soul Train, but I was not no great dancer. So I was there several times, but I couldn't go down the aisle or anything like that. In the background, but I never knew him. He ended up killing himself. I always assumed that it was because there's a documentary on him on here as well. What happened to Don Cornelius? But he was having a lot other issues other than his health. So he didn't kill himself over the health. I forget what it was. Was it taxes or something? Some kind of situation he was in. But he was an abusive man. He was an abuser. And his wife pursued him. And I think she got all of whatever he was worth when he died. his ex-wife. Tip Davis. So I'm not the only one who experiences it like that. Tip Davis says, my husband made me turn off Jay Wilson's video because he kept repeating everything. Girl. Ain't it the truth? I'm with you, husband. Over it, just saying the same goddamn thing, child. Don't come on here promoting yourself as being the highly educated girl and you acting like the most childlike person on the goddamn internet. Dumbest. People don't like him. How can he be stupid? He got 5 degrees. That boy's an idiot, honey. He's an idiot. You listen to his conversation, you realize I'm speaking to an idiot. Yes, and he does repeat and repeat and repeat. How could you not even be aware of the fact that you're repeating that much? Right? It speaks to your intelligence. So we'll sit the #1 show. She knows about it. I agree with you, Tip Davis. Gatsa says, exactly. I can only take Jay Wilson 5 minutes. 5 minutes at a time is all I can do, honey. I told y'all, though, that's why he got some views, because we keep going out and coming back in. Can't nobody sit there and listen to him for very long, honey. I've had several times when I have went out, that child's been on. I go over there just to get my content, right? I go over there so I can get something to read his ass about. It's always dependable. I'll be listening there for 5-10 minutes. I'll go out and get myself a hamburger, eat the hamburger in the restaurant. And when I come back, that boy is still repeating the same shit he was saying before I left. Now, that's a goddamn shame. You're trying to stretch out these 2 and 3 hour videos, child, and you're just saying the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. Oh, I repeat for a reason. It's for a reason. I want you to understand what nigga. If I didn't get it the first time, I certainly got it the second time. There's no reason that I have to listen to that for 30 and 40 times. They used to call that stuck on stupid. Now, how we start? ABA, we always start dragging Jay Wilson every goddamn time, girl. Even when we're actively not trying to. I think I'm on assignment to keep him said on. My job to drag your kingdom down. Oh, glory. Let me check my perimeter. I got to check my perimeter, baby, and see what's going on. Make sure they ain't slip a story in on me, child. Okay, We the Peoples versus Michelle, girl. That's Miss Kaya. She's on. Clone showed up on Jay Wilson live. Okay, y'all can expect Beefing 13 is coming up with Jay Wilson again. If nothing else, honey, she provides content. People love talking shit about her ass. I don't see. Let me see. Jaguar Wright and her husband divorcing. You know what? I got to say this. I don't know why this Wiley has to clickbait people. Whatever he has in his thumbnail and his title has absolutely nothing to do with what he talks about. He only does it to trick them in. I just don't understand that boy, how his mind works. Honey. He does it every day. He is a specialist in the clickbait. I like to see Uncle Tim shake his tail feathers when he talk about Jay Wilson. That's all that gate is in it, honey. That gay was suppressed for so long, girl. It just wiggles all out of him, girl, when he talking, girl. And y'all notice how much he screams and hollers into the goddamn. Do I have my phone here? She screams and hollers into the microphone lately, girl. Stupid ass. She over here talking about how unintelligent her people is. I'm still stuck on how she say Sean Bradley so loud, girl. And I've been listening to that child. Every time I go on there, I hear something different. Right? Let me see. We're going to get us a small taste before we leave. Just a small taste. Mm-hmm. She's back on again. Okay. She's on there talking about Mississippi lesbiterians and codes ain't working. Girl. Let me see. You got to get her in that damn car. And she just hollered and screaming. Woo.
If I want to do tear it all down Tuesday, I'll do it. Okay? If I get through Thursday, I'll do it. I don't owe anybody anything. If I change this whole thing up and just do nothing but singing, that's what I'm going to do. I don't owe nobody anything.
That'll be the end of you, bitch.
Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
This is the beefing sector. Okay, y'all beef. Y'all beef. And I'll talk about the beef.
Why are you hollering, nigga? We hear you.
That's what I'm going to do, boo.
This is not my job. This is not my only source of income. I have an outside career, several streams. I mean, why do you keep explaining to us about your personal finances, nigga? Nobody cares.
It doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. It doesn't matter.
It does matter, nigga.
I just have to write a new script.
Mm-hmm. What script?
Look, I am good.
Oh no, you don't. No, hell no, honey. You ain't gonna start that I'm good shit with me, honey. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. I don't care nothing about these people. I don't care what these people like. I'm good. I'm fine, girl. Annoying is the word. Mm-hmm. Hollering and screaming. What the hell you hollering about, boy? Because you ain't got nothing to say, sissy. Anyway, people, thank y'all for coming in on today. I would say pray for Kim Burrell, but I don't give a damn about no Kim Burrell. I really don't. That's what happens when you're evil and nasty and you treat people the way you treat them, right? I don't want to see nobody dying, girl. But if you are getting out of the hospital and you have your oxygen level is dropped from 90 to 40 and you're still getting it on a plane, girl, I can't respect that. If something happens to you, Kim Burrell, it's because of your own actions. You choose to do that. Because when you go to Paris, they're not just flying you there for a vacation, right? You're supposed to get on the stage and sing then. What do you got somebody with the oxygen on the side? You take a little oxygen and go sing. It's ridiculous. You're jeopardizing your health, right? All right, people. I said what I had to say. Y'all have what's today? Monday. Today is Tuesday. We about to start it all over again, baby. Starting all over again. It's gonna be rough. But I pray that the Lord will help us make it. Oh, yeah. Later, people.